Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Nirjar and today I am going to show you a real-time lettering of the Italic Script Alphabets. And I am using a X height of around 5 mm, 5 knee widths here. And I have already drawn the guidelines along with the slants. And let me zoom it a bit. The slant angle is around 80 to 85 degree. And the tools I am using are a straight nib holder from Bros and round hand nib of William Mitchell, and this is size 3.5. You can see a notch in the rim of the nib holder, and you have to insert the nib right at this point. And I am using Camlin artist watercolor with it, and I have diluted it in a pot. And I am going to use it with a brush. So let's start with the first alphabet A. Starting from here, and we are making a loop like structure. This is italic oval, and have a look at the axis. It is tilted towards right, and let's make the second stroke. See, like that. You can notice the axis of the letter A, and there is a small notch above, and the end serif is flushed with the guideline, so you have to manipulate your nib at the end part, and also notice the soft angle below. Let's come to the second letter. Slowly going downwards and then flushing it with the guideline, and you have to apply minimum pressure at the end part. The branching point end starts at the middle of the X height. Yes, like that. And you need to add a small serif at the top with a pull stroke. So this is letter B. Note the top serif is at the horizontal level with the guideline, and notice the small angle above. The branching starts at the middle of the X height. Now the third letter C. This is much easier, just a half arch. So this is the first stroke, and the second. So first stroke is a half arch, and notice you have to twist your knee a bit at the end of the second stroke at this point. Now coming to letter D, you have to again make a oval shape structure like we have made in case of A and B. So this is the italic oval, the first stroke of letter D. You have to manipulate the nib at the end part and flush it with the guideline. Then add the top serif with a pull stroke, just like the letter B. Notice the small notch at above, just like the letter A, and a soft angle below. Also notice the end part of the serif. The top serif is at the horizontal level with the guideline. Now let's come to letter E. The starting is like letter C, a half arch. So like that, and then close the loop. So first stroke is like letter C, and notice the closing of the loop should be above or at the same level of the half of X side. Now the letter F, the first stroke is a long stroke with the ascending segment, the X side, and a descending segment. So start above the X side and slowly go downwards with pressure, then gradually release pressure and at the descending segment. Then at the top serif, just like letter D, and the bottom serif as well. So the top and the bottom serif are parallel with each other. So we are done with the F. This is the long first stroke, the top serif like letter D, and the bottom one. Notice the top and bottom serif are horizontal to each other. the soft angle above and below. Now let's come to letter G. G can be written in two ways. Let's see the first type. We have to draw a italic O again, italic oval, like we have did in case of letter A. The second stroke is like the first stroke of letter F, and at the end serif, keeping it horizontal with the guideline. So the first stroke is like letter A, the italic oval. Notice the small notch above. Second stroke is like letter F. Now the second type of italic G. We need to draw a small head above, like this. Then a curved bottom below. So this is the first stroke of the bottom part, and gently flush it with the wrist. So this is the head portion and the curved bottom part. Notice the thin stroke at the junction. You need to flush it well. Make sure the bottom oval part is horizontal with the guideline. Now letter H. Slowly go downwards with pressure, and branching should be like the letter B from the half of X side, and twist your nib at the end to flush it with the guideline, and then add the upper serif. So this is the first straight stroke. Then the branching begins at the half of X side, and the second stroke. This bottom serif is flushed with the guideline. Now coming to letter I, which is pretty straightforward. So a soft entry stroke, then go downwards, and a soft exit stroke. Then make the dot above. So the entry stroke and the exit stroke should be parallel to each other. Next, coming to letter J, the starting is just like letter I, short entry stroke and go downwards, and then curve to the left, slowly go downwards with a loop, and then add a small stroke to the right. Now letter K. So the first stroke is like letter H. It should be at the branching should be at the half of X side, and then add the top serif. So this is letter K. Notice the branching point at the half of X side, and the end stroke is flushed with the guideline, and the top serif is at the horizontal level with the guideline. Now coming to letter L. Slowly go downwards with pressure, and then twist your nib for the end serif, and then add the top serif, keeping it horizontal with the guideline above. Notice the soft corner above and the soft corner below. Now coming to letter M. A soft anti-stroke and go downwards like you have done in case of letter I. The branching is again at the middle of the X side. And then twist your nib for the exit stroke. So notice the branching point at the half of X side. The entry stroke and the exit stroke should be parallel to each other, just like letter I. And also notice the two soft angles above, those should be in similar size and shape. And the distance between these two parts should be equal. Next, coming to letter N. So the starting stroke is just like letter M. The branching is at the half of X side, and twist to nib for the exit stroke. Notice the soft angle above, just like letter M, the anti stroke and exit strokes. Now coming to letter O. First stroke is arch, half arch, and complete it with the second stroke. The axis of the O should be tilted towards right. So this is the first arch and this is the second. And the parts to the right, above right and below left portions, you have to put maximum knee pressure at this point. So these two parts are of maximum width, and these two parts of the above left and the bottom right, those are thinnest portions. So you have to release your pressure at these 2 points. Next coming to letter P. Slowly go downwards and then release the pressure. The branching is again at the half of X side, and you need to make a small arch. Then at the bottom serif, this is the first stroke. And then at the arch, notice the soft angle above, and the bottom serif is at the horizontal level with the guideline. Coming to letter Q. So the first stroke is like that we have done in case of A, italic oval. The first stroke is a italic oval with its axis tilted towards right. Then at the stem and the ends part is a straight line. This is the italic oval. Notice the small notch above and a soft angle below, just like the case of letter A. And the end serif is a straight line. Coming to letter R. The branching is again at the half of X side, and make it flush with the guideline above. Branching is at the half of X side. And the second stroke, the end serif is flashed with the guideline, and notice the soft angle above. Coming to letter S, it's rather a difficult letter to write. This is the first stroke. Then add a small arch above and another arch below, like that. You need to twist your nib a bit at the end part of these arches. This is the first stroke we have made. And this is where we have started the first arch, and this is where we have ended the second arch. Notice you have to end your first arch with the corner of the nib. This is the second arch below. And the space above the arch and the space below, these two spaces should be equal in size and shape. Coming to letter T, slowly go downwards and make a arch. Notice the soft angle below, and there should be a space of a small triangle below the end serif. Coming to letter U, the first stroke is like letter I, and then make a arch like letter T. So this is letter U. Soft exit stroke, and then go downwards and make a arch. And this is the second stroke, and you need to twist your nib at the end part. Notice the soft angle below. Next is letter V. So twist your nib at the end part while making the first stroke. Again you have to twist your nib while going downwards. So this is the first stroke of letter V. Notice the flare at the above, and you need to draw this part with the edge of the nib. Next, coming to letter W. This is the first stroke, same as that of letter V. Then with the edge of the nib, make a straight stroke. The second stroke has a gentle curve to the right, to the left, and the end stroke is just like the end stroke of letter V. Add pressure above and then make the rest part the corner of your nib. This is the first stroke. Then make the second stroke with the edge of the nib. The end stroke is like the letter V. And notice there are 3 triangles, two above and one below in letter W, and these 3 triangles should be similar in size and shape. Next, coming to letter X. This is the first stroke. And you need to make the second stroke almost entirely with the edge of your nib, with gentle flare above and below. This is the first stroke. There is a flare above and below. And the angles above and below should be equal in size and shape, and the angles to the right and left should be equal also. Now coming to letter Y. Y can be written also in 2 ways. So let's check the first type. The first stroke is like that of letter U. Then slowly go downwards and make an arch to the left, and then at the end serif like we have done in case of letter G. Now coming to the second variety of Y, the first stroke is just like letter V. Then slowly go downwards and make an arch to the left, and add the end serif with a pull stroke like this. So this is the first stroke of letter Y, just like the first stroke of letter V. Then the second stroke and the end serif. Coming to the final letter Jade, the first stroke is a straight one, and make the second stroke with the edge of your nib, and the third stroke is straight parallel to the first one. So the entry and exit strokes are parallel to each other, and these two angles should be parallel and similar. So we are done with all the alphabets from A to Z, but I will advise you to divide the letters in some groups and practice accordingly, and we shall discuss about it in subsequent videos. If you find this video helpful, then you can subscribe in my YouTube channel, and you can also take a look in my Instagram account Calligraphy. Thank you for watching.